And we're back. New episode of Boxing on the Go, brought to you by Trilosophy.com. I am your host, Noel Muro, and let's get started here. Day before Valentine's Day. First off, I just want to say, I didn't say too much about this on Twitter or really anywhere else. Just rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gianna Bryant and the rest of the people who died in that horrific helicopter crash. It's that one was a really hard one for a lot of people. It was gosh, what an awful, horrible crash and this. I feel really bad. For Vanessa Bryant, that she lost a daughter and a husband in the same day at the same time. That's just horrible, and it's just, and Kobe Bryant's legacy was, bar none. It's so amazing what he was able to accomplish in his career on the court and off the court. Was a mentor to many. Was the youngest player to ever be drafted in the NBA. I remember Michael Jordan phasing out. Watching him play, and then a cousin of mine, Bethel, he was really excited about Kobe Bryant since he got drafted. He's been a diehard Lakers fan from the beginning, and I'm sure this really crushed him. The death of this famous person, this athlete, I think was one of the most, or it affected the most. It's gotten attention everywhere. People all around were genuinely sad, really sad, and yeah, that one hit, that one hit home really hard for a lot of people, including myself. So I just wanted to give my deepest condolences for Vanessa Bryant and the Bryant family, and to the families who were on the helicopter crash as well. And just a couple notes from a couple of these fights that happened already in the past, but still pretty recent. Jojo Diaz improves to 31-1 and becomes the new super featherweight IBF champion of the world, taking that title away from Tevin Farmer. It was a grueling match. That cut on top of Jojo Diaz. Everyone who was watching the fight, that cut was so bad. It was bleeding so bad. Once the doctor started taking a look at it, sure enough, it was just a matter of time before they stopped the fight. It was that big of a gash, caused by accidental headbutt. I was sure they were going to stop it. Guess not. Tevin Farmer, what they said on that broadcast, and I tweeted about this as well. Saying what Sergio Mora was alluding to was Tevin Farmer, something was going on with his eyes, maybe something was wrong. He kept looking up, and I don't know. And you know what? That was a damn good job by Lou DiBella, by sending him straight to the hospital. He got cleared, no neurological damage, nothing like that. So, we don't know what's going on. I haven't heard anything or read anything, but congratulations to Jojo Diaz. he finally becomes a world champion. It's gonna take some time for that eye to heal up. It's gonna be months, But there's a rematch clause, and Tevin Farmer is gonna come back, and I'm not sure if he's gonna want to go toe to toe this time. Maybe he should, go back to more fighting defensively. And be careful out there that Jojo Diaz he hit hard. I mean, they both did a really good job. I mean, to go toe to toe, for especially like the style of fight that Tevin Farmer has usually been showing in the ring, that skill set usually he avoids getting hit. But props to him for showing up toe to toe and trying to get JoJo out of there. But as the night went on, he was unsuccessful. And as far as YouTube fighters, I mean, I don't know. We've all talked shit or not talked shit, or it's I mean, I understand why DAZN is doing it. I mean, they're trying to tap into a different demographic, trying to get more subscriptions. Younger generation that, don't even know what VHS tapes are or cassettes, or, I mean, probably now even DVDs. I don't know. It's like, they grew up in the internet age. All smartphones, everything's touchscreen. And I mean, I'm 31. I mean, I don't think I'm that old, but, I mean, that's just what it is. So I understand. So even, you get all these subscriptions, they're signed up for a month, but you're also taking a chance that they're going to stay with the subscription. So now they're going to put in, most likely, Jake Paul and Antonio Brown, or KSI versus Jake Paul. And, you put these YouTube fighters on that card. Probably shouldn't be the co-main, because all these people, all their fans, they're gonna watch the fight, whether it's the first one or the last one. Strategically, they might have put it in the co-main so they can get people to watch these other fighters, Daniel Roman, Jojo Diaz, Tevin Farmer, all Amanda Serrano. I mean, you start getting people kind of interested in the sport, besides, like, oh, okay, they're done fighting, let me log out and not watch this. I mean, it doesn't matter, they already got the subscription, right? So, but you want them to get interested in the sport so now they become fans of these other fighters. They see the skill set of the professional fighters who have been doing this since they were little. They've been doing this is their career. They worked their asses off to either try to win a world title or to defend a world title, to unify. I mean, to come out victorious. And I mean, so once they see Jake Paul fight, which, by the way, he didn't do half bad in there. He showed, even with the wacky style that I think Anisan Gibb, his name was, the wacky style he was kind of, he was presenting. Jake Paul was, he looked pretty, I mean, for pretty much his debut pro fight, right? He showed like patience. He just jab, and he looked not bad. Just for some months of training. For not that barely getting into this, with no amateur pedigree and nothing. So, if and you know what, people shouldn't shit on him. If this is what he wants to do, he said he fell in love with the sport. I don't know if that's just if that's if that's what he means or not. But I mean, hey, if he works at it, he'll be able to. I don't know if he'll be able to win a world title. I don't know. I don't know if Logan Paul will win a world title, but these are athletic guys, right? If they work at it and they just in the gym all the time, besides doing their YouTube and media runs, whatever they do, I'm sure they're busy gentlemen over there. It's like a lot of things, like you want to get good at basketball, you train. You want to get good at volleyball, you train. You want to get good, at jiu-jitsu, you go and train. You want to get good at boxing, you train. Even when you're not in camp and he wants to learn more, and he had Sugar Shane Mosley in his corner. So, that's, the guy looked like he worked hard, and, he wants KSI next, and we'll see how that goes. But going back to the viewers, so now they're going to see the difference between this, the wacky style that Gib was showing and what, what Logan Paul and KSI, they didn't show the best technique out there. It was okay, whatever. But then they have something to compare it to. The professional fighters versus those guys, and maybe they become fans of these guys, the farmers and the Diazes, the Serranos, the Romans. That's what you want. You're trying to get these guys interested. So now maybe they're going to go back on YouTube. They're going to watch some of their older fights, or they already have them. They have access to a bunch of these replays. On the DAZN app. So, it's like when UFC was coming out, starting to get popular. People are starting to watch it. They become fans of the sport. So that's essentially what they're trying to do, and keep these subscriptions going and create new fans. So, and boxing is definitely more popular right now than it's as popular as it's been in since those Valley days, several years ago, and where it was hit a pretty low slump. So, that's what I got to say about that. And Gary Russell Jr. improves to 31-1 against Nyambayar, or King Tug. You know what? I was going for King Tug. I really was. I've never seen him fight. I saw his record, and he doesn't have that many pro fights. But some people are saying King Tug. I was like, okay, well, I go for underdogs a lot, and sometimes they come out winning. Example, Emmanuel Navarrete. Sometimes these guys are really hungry. People are like, why does that guy get a title shot? Well, maybe because they're hungry, they're undefeated, and it's like, you don't know what's going to happen. Styles make matchups, So, Gary Russell, kind of just, throwing shots all night. Nyambayar did not throw very many punches. He had his shot. Now he's going to go back to the end of the line, pretty much. It was kind of a wasted opportunity, but at least he got out there. He did what he could, and maybe he'll go back to the drawing board. Gary Russell Jr. is not the easiest guy to go up against. He's only lost to Lomachenko. Lomachenko, as we know, is a very hard person to beat as well. So we'll see what happens from here. And we got Ryan Garcia versus Francisco Fonseca. That'll be taking place Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. I'm really liking how Ryan is doing under Eddie Reynoso, and getting and training with the Reynoso camp, the Canelo, and he's I think he's showing vast improvement instead of just being trained by his father. So I mean, I think that was a great move on the Garcia's part to get him involved with that camp. And Fonseca's not a walk in the park, so we'll see what happens there. I believe he's only lost 2 times. Let's see who else is on the card. We have Blair Cobb. You also get Jorge Linares, the return of the former lightweight king, El Niño de Oro. So I mean, it's an interesting card. I like it. You're gonna see Evan Sanchez, him continuing his path as is a interesting upcoming prospect there. So that's awesome to. It's a nice card for a cool Friday night. I'm starting to like these Thursdays or Friday cards. Saturday's always exciting. To have the bigger fights, and Fridays that's pretty good in my opinion. So should be back with another podcast, Boxing on the Go, for Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. And I'm just going to keep this one a little nice and sweet and short here. And you can, I'm your host, Noel Muro, Trilosophy.com. You can follow Trilosophy on Instagram at Trilosophy. You can follow me at Moruso71, Moruso71 on Twitter. YouTube page is Trilosophy. You can catch this podcast pretty much anywhere anywhere you listen to your podcasts. And if you like the podcast, go ahead and hit a subscribe, hit a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe. And leave a comment, rating. That'd be great. So thank you, everyone, and we'll be back. We'll get some guests up in here for you too. All right.